Good morning, friends. It's Nancy, and we're here to do another project for hashtag the Big Book of Ideas. So this one was inspired by an Instagram post I saw by Exquisitely Shabby, and she referred to a tutorial she saw by Lace Girl 130. So I watched the video this morning, and I will link it below because she doesn't use any measurements, and I know sometimes measurements can be terrible. I need measurements. I need to strictly contain myself. So I'm going to start with I think I'm going to start with this. So this is 8.5 by 11, and these are just scraps of tea-dyed papers and offcuts that I've just glued back together. I might need to add a little more glue to hold things together. We'll figure that out. So the first thing I want to do is find my bone folder. It just occurred to me that if I add another strip, I can cut this down to 9 inches because thirds are going to be a problem. And it's too early in the morning to do math. And for the life of me, I can't remember if she did this landscape. I think she did it landscape. Okay, we're going to go with landscape. No, we're not. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is score this at 1 inch at the top, flip it around, and score 1/2 inch at the bottom. Okay, so the distance between these two is what? 9.5. So that's 4 3/4. Let's turn it around this way again. That's 4 3/4 from here. So I'm going to call it 5 7/8. Okay. All right, now we're going to do thirds. So I'm going to score this at 9. Or sorry, 3. I'm going to score it at 3 and at 6. need you. It's a double layer of paper right there. Well, not as easy to fold as I would have preferred. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my scissors, and here I'm going to cut some bulk out of there. Okay. And then I want to cut on an angle, so I'm going to need a pencil and a ruler. And I'm going to draw a line from this fold down to the corner. And then I'm just going to I'm just going to draw another line that's half an inch below the fold. Honestly, watching her do it without measurements was really simple. So don't get caught up with the measuring. Go over and take a look at hers. Okay, now we're going to do this again. So I'm drawing a line from that where those two folds intersect. And then cut along that fold. All right. So the idea is that you turn one over like that, and then tuck that into there. Okay. Come on, you. That's just a piece that's got to be glued down. And then she said she likes to strengthen the top by not cutting off the flaps. I am going to cut off a little bit. Okay, let's glue that down. And then put a little glue up in here. Now this is optional. Put a little glue down there. And then this flips up. And that flips down. I feel like I should have done it the other way, but that's okay. That's all right. That's gonna work. And then, you know, little things can go in the pockets. Okay, let's try another one, but this time I'll go landscape. So for this one, I have this is a book page. And it's a facsimile from a book about wildflowers from 1868. But you can see it belonged to somebody in 1972. I'm going to trim that raw edge off. In her video, she also shows how to do a triple pocket using a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Actually, she used a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. I'm sure that must have been bulky and would have been hard for me to do without measuring. Okay, this time we're going to go that way. So how tall are you? You are darn near 12 inches, so 11 3/4. $11 3/4. I'm just going to wing it and say 4 7/8. And then another, or sorry, 3 7/8, not 4 7/8. Okay, let's see how close I am. I think that's going to be just fine. I'm going to call this one the top. Just because there's less margin on that side. So we get more pattern on the flap. And then this is 1/2 inch. All right, now the distance between those two are 7 1/4, so that's 3 5/8. Or I could just fold it up. Start with clipping. And then I'm going to get my ruler and draw a line from the intersection like that. Might as well do this one at the same time. So the intersection, where's that fold? There it is. And 1/2 inch from the center fold there. Okay. this one's going better. Could have used my scissors for that, but all right. So this is going to go like that. And then this is going to go like that. And then these will go over like so. Up and up. Now, to make a closure, Exquisitely Shabby did like a policy closure, and I would like to do the same. So before I glue anything together, I'm going to do my little circles with the brads, okay? But let's sort of make a determination about what's halfway. This was that's 4-ish. So I'm gonna put one there, and then I think that's a good place. I just want it centered. So the one circle brad, that's fine with me. So what I'm going to do is glue these triangles together. And then grab my circle punch. See how stiff that is. I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute before I go punching anything. In the meantime, I'm gonna take this apart before anything's glued down and do some inking. And then I'll turn the camera back on and we can do the policy part, the policy envelope part. Okay, everything's inked now. There's one. There's two. I'm just going to pile these up on each other and estimate where the center is. It looks centerish. I'll poke there where I put my pencil mark. And grab some brads. Another reason I put this so low I did it the wrong way. I was going to say the flaps are going to cover up that brad, but they're not. They're not, Nancy. Clearly. Okay, now I need a piece of string. What have I got here handy? I got a piece of black ribbon. Oh. Piece of string would hide under that brad a little bit better, but not so much with ribbon, but might as well embrace it. Except I went a little too fast. Okay. Brad. Ribbon. I guess it will cover it. Okay. Took my pin out and left it out. All that was going on. So I should probably cover that. Maybe I just won't cover it. Okay. Now, flip that up, flip that down, and I would have used smaller circles. All right, well, each one's getting a little better. So now I have, this is a piece of scrapbook paper that I've tea dyed, and it's probably not 12 by 12. It's just shy of 12 by 12. So I'll do the same. Three and 7/8 by 3 7/8, and I'll make this 1 inch here at the top, and then I can go as far as I like. So I'll score it. This would be, it's 4.5, but it would be 3.5. And then another 3.5 would be at 8. And then a 1/2 inch is where I'll cut it off. Okay. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to whack the camera. You know what I just thought? Maybe this would look a little better with rounded corners. Yeah. I do like it better with rounded corners. Okay, this is the bottom. This is the middle fold. flappy fold. Okay, now we're going to go this way. All right, now draw my cut lines. That's the top. Put my pin back in before I wreck my glue again. I'm going to go ahead and cut that with my knife rather than drawing a line. Whoops. So far away from me. I can't see. And then cut along that fold. Cut along that fold. You know what? That's wrong. The intersection's there. Here's one. Got to do these little snippy doos. All right. I'm going to ink. And I think this time I'm going to use 2 buttons to make the closure. Let me ink. Okay, so I'm going to want that button to be right there. And this time, let's take it about, let's do 2 and 2. No. Is that 2 or is that 1? That was 1.5. So 1.5 and 2. All right, I'll grab a couple buttons. Big brown ones, maybe? Brown. Here's 2 vintage ones. How do you guys look? Oh, you guys look awesome. Let's do those. Okay. So in order to put a little more strength in, I'm going to glue down one of the flaps first, and then with the other flap I can cover the stitching. Right? Now what are we going to use? I think I got some string in here. Oh, my lights just went out. I'm just going to poke a hole there. I'm just using regular sewing thread, but I've doubled it and then doubled it again. I could have used like embroidery floss or something, but this was where I needed it to be. Right handy. String here. I want to stick some paper in the back to reinforce. I'm just going to lightly trace that so I know I don't want any paper going above those two lines. Need some more thread. Come here, button. There we go. I'm just using a little scrap of paper, and I'm going to cover up that stitch. Now, I can erase those little lines. Okay. Guess I can cut that thread, or that twine. And around these corners. for my ink. Right, now, when I was tea dyeing, I did a little damage here. And there's a small tear. I'm going to grab some, this is glassine. Give it a little ink. Make it look like old tape. I'm just going to put a little cockeyed. And you know what would look nice there is a little photo. What's this? I see a couple little ones. Oh. What if we put a little lace under them? I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to make it a little less square though. I'll take a bit off. Like that? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to use my sanding block sponge just to sort of frame this a bit. Okay, and ink. Have that overhanging or it won't open. Okay, let's get the book. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to glue down the edge. Hang on, you. Just need a piece of paper. I have no idea what this was called. I'll have to go back and write down. But for sure we can say it was May the 3rd. That we do know. All right. I hope you thought this was kind of fun. And then you can put little things in the little pockets, and look at that. I must say, turned out really good. I could also tie a little charm or a bead. I don't want to add too much bulk though. All right. Thanks so much for joining me today. Come on back soon. I hope this wasn't a terrible viewing experience for you. Give it a thumbs up and share my video with a friend and challenge her to make an envelope / belly band / ephemera holder / hidden storage. All right, you take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.